Welcome to all Caribbean entrepreneurs. If you've been ready and waiting to take your business digital and get paid online while you sip something strong on the beach, this podcast is for you. We'll hear from the Caribbean's finest entrepreneurs on topics like e-commerce, business development, brand building, social media, their wins and failures. This is the only place in the region helping you navigate the digital age from the Caribbean's perspective. This is Digipreneur FM. And now, let's give it up for the Digiboss himself, Mr. Karan Rose.
Thank you to everybody tuning in to another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast. And as usual, it is your host, Mr. Rose. Now, DJ, you gotta fade us all the way out because we most definitely have to talk to the people. It is episode number 140. It is Thursday, November 2nd. And this episode is going to be on the heavier side, unfortunately. You know, we tend to talk about, all things digital, marketing, e-commerce, online business, fintech, But it's high time we start diving into the realm of cybersecurity. Now, for the record, am not a cybersecurity specialist. It is a field that I am going to be diving in deeper on personally, just learning a heck of a lot more, because over the past 2 weeks, I feel like I have had some extremely enlightening experiences. And this episode is definitely coming on the heels of, one of the arguably the biggest data breach that has happened in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm going to dive into that, right? So 2 weeks ago, I would have talked about how, and if you follow me on social media, you would have seen, 2 weeks ago, I was hosting the OAS, the Organization of American States, Cybersecurity Symposium in the Bahamas, right? And that symposium, the thing is that you know a lot, or you see a lot and you hear a lot with respects to cybersecurity. And whatever you think you know about it, it's just 1,000 times worse. Whatever you think you know about cybersecurity, it's 1,000 times worse. And that conference, the symposium, really just opened up my eyes to just so much that is happening and not happening around the world, and then what's happening across Latin America and the Caribbean. And at some point, I'm going to, because I have the videos from the symposium, at some point I'm going to have to go through and find really impactful clips and chop those out and then start to share them online to really, just educate people on cybersecurity and what is happening. Cybersecurity is everybody. Everybody's involved when it comes to cybersecurity, right? And I think that's probably the biggest misconception right there, is that not everybody's impacted. Everybody is impacted when it comes to cybersecurity. Depending on what gets hacked, depending on how it's hacked, can impact our day-to-day lives. Like we see in October 9th when TSTT got hacked. Their systems went down, so people were not able to make calls. Data was down. Infrastructure went down, right? They had to take things offline. Infrastructure went down. That impacted business. That impacted everybody, all right? And it also is everybody's business, because how a lot of the hackers get into companies is because regular employees are clicking on phishing emails, or they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing, and they don't have any awareness when it comes to cyber health or what good cyber hygiene practices are. And it's a lot of these organizations are sitting ducks to hackers because just regular people don't know what they don't know, and it's easy for them to get in. And it's because we have not spoken about cybersecurity in any real capacity. And whenever we do have cybersecurity events and things like that, it's in silos, and it's usually amongst, the experts and amongst, company heads or whatever. But we don't really have a general discussion when it comes to cybersecurity. And I think that is something that I'm definitely going to have to just dive in on myself as well to learn a lot more and start including that in the conversations that I have on all of my platforms, because it don't make no sense you building your business, marketing your business, and you lose everything because you've been hacked. All right. So one of the big insights from the OES symposium that I took away was they talked about how there is a 93% gap in terms of the amount of cybersecurity specialists needed to protect the Caribbean region. We are severely under-resourced, understaffed, underskilled when it comes to cybersecurity in the region. Like, we have cybersecurity services, we have some cybersecurity specialists, but we are woefully under-resourced, understaffed, and again, the public conversation hasn't happened. So we're pretty much, we're not really secure, all right? So I want to start off this conversation with reading an article from the Jamaica Observer titled "The Mass Uptick in Reported Cyber Incidents," and this came out just a couple of days ago. This came out on the 18th, right? So it came out on the 18th. So not too long ago, right? And I will share the link to this article in the show notes as well, so you guys can give it a read for yourself as well if you want to reference it. But I'm going to start this conversation off today by reading this article because it needs to be, you'll understand why, all right? So, significantly driven by the evolution of new technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and quantum computing, stakeholders have indicated that they are now witnessing a more than 200% increase in the total number, 200% increase in the number of locally reported cybersecurity breaches annually. Speaking at a recent Jamaica Observer Business Forum, the head of the Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team, Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Sterling, said that while a number of measures are being implemented constantly, cases continue to remain on the rise, even as those reported often fall significantly below those that are not. In recent months, entities including Deramon Trading, Mayberry Investments, the Financial Services Friggin' Commission, are among some of the most prominent to have reported breaches on their networks locally. JCERT, which is the Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team, established in 2015, only 2015. Understand that these cyber incident response teams are relatively new, right? So it's established in 2015, operates out of the Office of the Prime Minister directly, is an entity mandated by government to address matters related to cyber threats to provide appropriate responses, okay? Now, Trinidad and Tobago has TT, the Trinidad and Tobago Cyber Incident Response Team, and we're going to speak to Angus Smith, who's one of the managers of that division as well at some point. Probably next week I'll get him on the show or something, but we're going to be talking to him as well. But this is what I really need you to hear, okay? This is what I really need you to hear, so pay attention. Up to this point, we are now trending. Remember, this article came out October 18th, so just 2 weeks ago, right? Up to this point, we are now trending at almost 60% above what was reported last year for the entire 2022 through JCERT's website. It saw over 80 cases reported coming from our report and incidents tabs for over the first 6 months of this year. The numbers are trending at 176 reports. Up to yesterday, one IP address in pushing the avalanche malware pushed more than 126 connections per hour. When we look at walk-ins plus calls, these amount to almost a 200% increase in reported activities of breach. All right. During the first half of 2022, it was reported that in the Caribbean, we experienced over 144 million cyber attacks, 44 of which took place every second of every day, with ransomware being the most common breach and incurring billions in losses for companies that have had to shut down systems for a while or go offline for days. Understand that number, folks. 2022, during the first half, 144 million cyber attacks, 44 of which took place every second of every single day. According to findings contained in the IBM 2021 report, the average global cost of a data breach in that year climbed to over $4 million US per company, 10% above the prior year. Guyana, which had the most cyber attacks with 71 million, followed by Suriname with 16 million, then Barbados with 13 million, and Jamaica in fourth place with 12 million attempts. Whew. When we look at the breach data that is available on the deep and dark web, it correlates with the level of vulnerability we are seeing, but it far outstrips what is being reported. Remember, we only talked about 144 million attacks. That was reported, right? So what he is saying now is that when they look on the deep and dark web, it correlates the level of vulnerability we are seeing, but it far outstrips what is being reported. This means a lot more persons are being attacked, and successfully way more than being reported. And that has to be something that is treated with. As it is, too many companies are all about the bottom line and not securing their digital assets. Additionally, too many are also successfully exploited and don't even know. He added that measures such as ramping up of public awareness and training among the steps being taken by his office, working in partnership with other stakeholders currently, especially since October is being observed as national, or global, I should say, Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Now, I will link to that article in the show notes so that you guys can finish off the rest. There's a lot more really good information, but I really wanted to highlight the fact that the Caribbean for 2022, during the first half, had 144 million cyber attacks. Right? We are trending at over 60% from last year. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. And it's no longer a situation where, it's happening and you don't know about it, because you're being affected. And we are seeing this play out in the situations happening as we speak. Now let's shift gears to what is playing out right now as we speak in Trinidad and Tobago. All right? Let's shift gears, because this is really where the crux of the matter is. So back on October the 9th, okay? October the 9th, TSTT's systems went down. Data went down, phone lines went down. A lot of their infrastructure went down. And at first, nobody knew what was going on. They just thought it was an outage. And then it was reported that there was a cyber attack, right? But obviously, we never took it seriously, because nobody really, that wasn't a conversation that was pushed heavily, right? Oh, they got hacked, and it kind of just went on. Nobody really dove into it, right? Until October 27th, when the ransomware group, let me pull up this article. I got notes today, folks. Hold on. So October 27th, a post gets published on the dark web, And obviously, we have a lot of people in Trinidad who are ethical hackers and cybersecurity specialists. They notice that TSTT information has been posted online. And Mark Lindersey from Tech News broke the story. And this is what he had to say. So, a Falcon feed summary of the TSTT exploit published on Twitter yesterday. So, TTCS, they published, I don't know who published it, but Falcon feed, I'm guessing it's Falcon feed, published a summary of the TSTT exploit and published it to Twitter. So, multiple data breach reporting sites have noted a compromise and exfiltration of data from the systems of TSTT on October 27th. According to FalconFeeds.io, a cybersecurity firm. Okay, so Falcon Feeds is a cybersecurity IO, and TTCS, I guess, pinged Mark Lindersey about what was going on, and he did the article, right? So FalconFeeds.io, a cybersecurity firm that offers a Twitter feed reporting on breaches. TSTT and B-Mobile were compromised with reported 6 gigs of customer lines of ID scams, GitLab projects, and database dumps as a part of the haul. Ransom X was introduced as Defray 777 in 2018 and became particularly notable when it was used in high-profile exploits on government agencies and manufacturers. As ransomware, it remains notable among other notorious names such as Lockbit and Conti, and is known for publishing the data stolen from government agencies. All right. So according to RansomX is a mid-range exploit with a victim count of 56 when this report went live. More information about the exploit can be found, and I'll link to his article as well. RansomX attacked a Scottish mental health charity in March 2022. The group using the exploit thought nothing of publishing 12 gigs of personally identifiable data, PII, including credit card details. An update to the article came out on the 28th. The Dark Web Informer, a breach reporting Twitter feed, surfaced a note from Defray and shamed the website that alleges that TSTT was warned of the consequences of non-compliance with the demands before the release of the data on the 27th. Here is what the ransomware posted. This is a quote from the actual hacker group themselves. If you are a mobile customer, keep in mind that they had more than enough time to prevent it. Their choice was to make it possible to leak customers' data, keep customer-facing network issues, and all this time to charge them for it. Databases contain names, addresses, email, national IDs, numbers, phone numbers, and a lot more other sensitive data. They have seen this page, and as we promised, we are proud to share it with you. Shame on them. Okay, that's what Dark Web Informer, one of the hackers, posted. So proof of the data is now online. It's been dumped online, right? And it includes things like your ID scans, your credentials. So because TSTT is a data center, right? Their servers were actually hacked. The data center servers were hacked. And the credentials the companies are using to access the data centers, all their credentials have been posted online, right? One of the files that's in the data dump is a Microsoft Excel file listing detailed customer information for more than 800,000 people. That is insane. Now, here's the scary part. This is not a complete data dump, just a selection of items intended to prove TSTT's IT team that RansomX actually has the data it claims to be exfiltrated. This proof package would have been sent to TSTT anywhere between 30 to 90 days before the data dump if the ransom group followed established protocols for warning hacked clients and demanding payment. The proof page Onion site was viewed using a Tor browser and following a link provided by a cybersecurity specialist. So this is not even. So the 800,000 accounts affected, that's the proof package. Understand what we're saying, right? That is the proof package. There's still way more data that they have captured that they are going to release if B-Mobile, TSTT, does not make their payment. All right? So what is being dumped online right now that I've been sharing on my social media accounts, what is being put online, that is not even a full amount. That is the proof package that they have issued to the public and to Be Mobile so that their demands can be met. And if TSTT doesn't pay, there's more data that they have to be dumped. Okay? So let's go on to what the Minister of Public Utilities, Marvin Gonzalez, had to say. This was 3 days ago. So Minister of Public Utilities says claims of ransomware attack on TSTT are not true. Over the weekend, Falcon Feeds, a cybersecurity firm that offers a feed reporting breaches, claimed TSTT were compromised by ransomware. Asked about this on Monday, Gonzalez said it is not true. He added that TSTT will issue a statement soon. Okay? They go on to say in March 2022, there was a malware incursion at TSTT, but at the time, Gonzalez had said no one's data was compromised. Now let's go on to what TSTT had to say, right? So they dropped this October 30th. So that was Monday. This is TSTT's response on Monday. TSTT has condemned the actions of hackers who says it attempted to gain access to the company's systems, but insists no data was deleted from TSTT's databases or manipulated. TSTT said in a statement on Monday, October the 9th, cyber attackers attempted to gain unauthorized access to its systems and that TSTT's incident response processes were swiftly activated. I quote, this is from TSTT. The company took immediate steps to minimize the security vulnerability, successfully isolating its systems and applications. These applications were subsequently quarantined, rebuilt, and put back into production as a part of a clearly defined policies and procedures. The company said it also enlisted the support of internationally recognized cybersecurity experts and partners in investigating the attempted breach and advising on the implementation of appropriate additional security measures and protocols. Some of these recommendations have already been implemented. TSTT also added that its cybersecurity processes operated optimally and were able to restrict these criminals' malicious plans. This is not going to age well. At this time, the company has not corroborated data currently in the public domain perpetrated to TSTT's customer information, and should be noted that various TSTT platforms generate terabytes of data. The company said it will continue to invest in hardening its IT environments under the guidance of international cyber experts to ensure security of customer information. That is not going to age well. Not at all. Oh my goodness. They really said that their systems acted swiftly, promptly, and minimized the attack. Jesus. They have not corroborated data in the public domain right now, and it should be noted that the various TSTT platforms generate terabytes of data. All right. So let's go on to an article from data privacy specialist Rishi Maharaj. Now, Rishi is great people, right? Rishi works with government entities around the globe, working on the legal framework for data privacy, right? So he got interviewed, and the question was asked to him, what does the TSTT breach mean for customers? So let's go to that article. So from a data protection standpoint, which we do not have, but other countries in the region have adopted, there are several areas of concerns. Timing of the disclosure. I need everybody to pay attention. I'm reading these for a reason, to build a timeline and show and give you guys a good sense as to what is happening. From a data protection standpoint, which we do not have, but other countries in the region have adopted, that's crazy. There are several areas of concern. Number one, the timing of the disclosure. TSTT mentioned that they became aware of the cyber attack on October the 9th. The gap between the attack and public disclosure appears to be significant, which could be concerning under data protection principles, especially as people's personal data was compromised. From a data protection perspective, reports should be made to a regulator within a specific time frame, namely 3 to 5 days, and individuals must be informed. But alas, we have no laws in place that put requirements on the companies here in Trinidad and Tobago. Second, nature of the data. The breach reportedly includes customer lines, ID scans, database dumps. ID scans can be considered as sensitive data, and its exfiltration poses significant risk for identity theft, fraud, and your own personal security. People have your home addresses, folks. They have your phone numbers. They have your home addresses. They can pull up to your house. All right? Keep in mind, over 800,000 people are affected. Number, what are we at? 3. Assertion of no loss or compromise. This is wild. TSTT states that there was no loss or compromise of customer data. However, considering the purported evidence available on the dark web, this claim may appear to contradict the presented data by RansomX. Under data protection best practice, transparency and accuracy in communication are critical. Remember, TSTT, they're sounding extremely stupid right now because the whole point of ransomware is to capture your data, your sensitive data, ask for a demand in terms of money, a ransom to be paid, or they post the data online. Why would they delete sensitive data? Why would they change sensitive data? If you're posting people's addresses or credit cards or their ID cards, why would you change the data? Why would you change the data on a credit card? Why would you change the data on a home address? Why would you delete the data? That's not the purpose of ransomware. It's to expose personal details so that everybody's security is at risk. So again, TSTT just sounds extremely stupid saying this crap. But they're sounding stupid because they know that half the population or more than half the population is probably just going to go on with their lives and not take anything seriously. This is now a matter of national security because your home info, your credit cards is online. People can now use your information to go and do nefarious activities across the world. They could do identity theft across the world. There's nothing stopping these people from applying for citizenship in another country. You know what I mean? They could open up a bank account in another country. We have tons of countries that allow for virtual banks. None stopping them from opening a bank account in your name in another country, taking out a credit card in your name, and doing craziness with it. So that whole, no data was lost or compromised, insanity. Next, data volumes and relevance. TSTT points out that its platforms generate terabytes of data. This was coming from their release, right? They said their platform generates terabytes of data, possibly attempting to downplay the significance of their purported 6 gigs of exfiltrated data. While this might be accurate in the context of total data volume, GDPR focuses on the quality and sensitivity of data, not the quantity. The sheer number of affected customers and the types of data involved make this breach significant. In light of the recent cyber attack on TSTT, their statement raises several concerns from a data protection perspective. The delayed disclosure, the apparent contradiction between their claims and evidence presented by the hackers are extremely alarming. While TSTT's proactive response in securing their systems is commendable, the nature of the data involved, especially the ID scans, pose a significant risk. TSTT's emphasis on the vast amounts of data they handle is an attempt to downplay the breach's gravity. However, from a data protection standpoint, it's not the volume, but the sensitivity and relevance of the data that counts. The situation underscores the need for transparent, accurate, and prompt communication in the face of security breaches. Again, it places the need for revised legislation, not only from a data protection perspective, but also a cybercrime perspective to provide an independent regulator and also to empower the Trinidad and Tobago Cybersecurity Incident Response Team with the ability to independently act and ensure accuracy and timely release of information and investigations and hold companies accountable and honest. That's coming from Rishi Maharaj, Data Privacy Specialist. Let's go over to what data has been compromised. Okay? So I've been the entire day yesterday, I've been meeting with a few cybersecurity specialists. They've kind of walked me through how to download the data. All right. And I won't get into that. All right. But let me go through what type of data was leaked. So number one, you have over 800,000 clients' data. All right. So this is their names, their addresses, their emails, their phone numbers, credit card details. all leaked. All right. The Git projects. Now that's more for technical stuff. They're Git projects. I haven't even dove into what that can do, but it's system stuff. All right. You have the IDs. This is a big one. You have the IDs of customers. So customers, driver's license have been leaked online. Their ID cards, their birth certificates. Their birth certificates are online of over 800,000 people. ID cards, driver's license, birth certificates, right? Then the scary part is the credentials. So the credentials of anybody that was using TSTT as a data center. So there's Microsoft, there's Microsoft Azure, there's Amazon AWS, right? That people use for to host their businesses, their applications, their websites, or store their data, right? TSTT launched their data center, and that is what they have been trying to be for the region, a data center for the Caribbean, right? So companies that are using their data center, they have their credentials, their admin credentials to log into their data center. Their credentials have all been posted online. All right? All the companies that are using TSTT as a data center, their admin credentials have been posted online. So by extension, if your bank, okay, we are seeing a lot of fraudulent activity with Republic Bank right now. It's being reported that Republic Bank may have been hacked as well. If your bank or your company that you do business with, if they are storing or using TSTT as their data center, they by extension have been compromised because people have access now to their credentials to log in and see sensitive data from the companies you're doing business with. So this is not just a TSTT thing. Anybody that is using TSTT as a data center is now compromised because their credentials have been posted online. And because the minister and TSTT are so busy denying that, no, nothing happened, you've given people a false sense of security. So people who did not change their passwords or go in and change anything, they're thinking, okay, we're safe. I don't need to change my password. Where if you guys just said people, hey, X, Y, and Z has happened, I mean, bite the bullet up front because it's all coming out, right? Bite the bullet up front and tell people straight up, yo, data's out there. Go change your passwords. Or email the people. I don't know. You got to let people know that whoever is using TSTT as a data center, they need to go change your passwords because it's all out there, right? So I'm pulling up some of the scans right now, right? And I'm seeing things like approvals for housing, right? Transactions submitted. Oh, this is a bill payment. So people's bill payments have been posted, right? Listen, when I say it's thousands of data, Jesus Christ. I'm seeing people's payments from SurePay. These are all scans, right? Listen, if you see how much data, what is it? This is a birth certificate here. Let's flip this around. My goodness. Birth certificates, right? I have the files, so I'm going through to see what else is here. So yeah, payments, ID cards, driver's license. Oh my goodness. Listen, the amount they're over. Let me see. How many folders is this? Let me see if I can get an idea. So, for the amounts of folders that are in this file, right? So, in this one folder of scans, this folder has 531 folders of information. And this is like scans of payments, ID cards, driver's license, letters of indebtedness, right? People's credit card information. My goodness. Let me pull up the folder. Of where is it? There's another thing. There was the scans. There's the IDs. Let's pull up this one. Yeah, listen, it's absurd. It's absurd. So what is this? This is oh my goodness. This is people's police reports are in this. I'm looking at a Trinidad and Tobago police report from MOVA Station, the Northeastern Division. I'm looking at police reports that are here. People's ID cards, people's police reports, MOVA Station. This is absolutely insane. People's shipping documents. People's shipping documents are listed inside of this thing. The amount. Look at another birth certificate. All right. The amount of data in these files, TSTT denying that this has actually happened is beyond wild. And they can't even say it's not from them because we're seeing. We are seeing it. All right? We are seeing it. So this is just wild, right? I won't go through the rest of the data that is posted out there, but this is insane. So where do we go from here? TSTT has to come out, and they have to rectify this in the sense of coming out and saying that, hey, folks, yes, we were hacked. Data is in the public domain because they can't even deny it. Like a comment was made to me yesterday that, hey, maybe you should probably take down the post because they could always lawyer up and say that the screenshots, it's not even screenshots, the scans were not from TSTT. But I am looking at paid slips into TSTT stores. A paid slip from July 12th. This one is from 2018 to Cellmaster at 1 Woodbrook Place. Reference number this, the amount that, cashier, the cashier number, payment number. There's no denying it's yours. Everything, every single thing is yours. Every single thing here is from your database. All right? Payments into Gulf City Mall, Lowlands, receipts, customer name, the amount. All of that is here. All right? So they need to come out and they need to let people know that, this actually did happen. And I don't know how you rectify it, right? I don't know how you rectify it. I don't think there's much you can do to rectify. Like the data is out, but people now need to be able to defend themselves because again, I am looking at a police report made in Couva Station, Railway Road, Couva. Station stamp. All right? I'm looking at police reports. And the person's a doctor. The person is a doctor. All right? Home address. Everything is here. Light pole. McBean Village. Couva. And this person's a doctor. So all of that data I'm looking at. And last time I checked, yesterday, there was over 4,700 downloads. So now this has become a matter of national security because when people now have your home addresses, they have your phone numbers, your email addresses, one, they can start to phish. They can start to do phishing scams to your emails, all right? Targeting specific people. There are ministers' data in here. There are some high-profile wealthy people's information in these data dumps. So, national security has been compromised because now people have your home addresses, and if they want to target you, they have your home addresses. If they want to use all of your data for KYC. There's nothing stopping people from, now that they have your driver's license, your ID cards, there's nothing stopping these people from calling into companies on your behalf to do crazy stuff. Over the weekend, right? So the information was dumped October 27th online. October 30th, all of a sudden, Republic Bank starts getting a crap load of fraudulent activities. I was one of them. I got hit with AliExpress for $300 US. I've never shopped at AliExpress in my life. Can't even say the last time I've even gone to AliExpress's website. Go online, and hundreds of other people are talking about how they've been defrauded by AliExpress and Amazon as well. When I call in to dispute the charge with Republic Bank, they're like, they are aware and they have launched an investigation. And now we're hearing that Republic Bank has also been compromised as well. So we have to do way better. We got to do way better. There really has to be some laws that need to get put in place to hold these entities accountable and report these breaches. Because you know what else? There's also another major breach that has happened that we're not talking about. The Southwest Regional Health Authority, they've been hacked as well. They got hacked about a week ago. And we're waiting to see whether or not they act and pay their ransom, or are people's medical records, they're going to be posted online. Southwest Regional Health Authority was hacked as well. So there are some major hacks happening right now, and they all affect you. They affect you. They affect the infrastructure, because as we've seen, when the hack happened, systems came offline. You couldn't make no calls. Data was down. Systems went down. If people start to use your IDs for identity theft, problems. If they start to call in on your behalf to do acts to compromise you, your home addresses, your security is at risk. People can start to show up to your house and target you because they have your addresses. They have your credit card information. And they have the admin credentials to log into the data centers for the companies that are using them. And I think what all the cybersecurity specialists I've talked to, everybody was like, the file holding all of the admin credentials is in a basic plain text Microsoft Excel document. There is no encryption, no coding, there's no scrambling of the information. It's straight up plain text Microsoft Excel document with all of the admin credentials to log into people's data center. This is now a matter of national security and deserves national attention. And people, and I get it, people don't understand cybersecurity, and they have no idea what this breach means. And then again, when your government is coming out and when the company themselves are coming out, denying that, no, there was never a breach. And then they come back out and say, oh, well, there was a breach, but our systems acted swift and nothing was deleted, nothing was manipulated. No, because that was never the MO. The MO was pay the ransom or we post all the sensitive details online. We're not going to manipulate that. Then it would be of no value to nobody. All right? So I thought it was important for us to have this discussion today to talk about what has transpired. All right? And now that you know, you can better protect yourself. Be very mindful. Everything, your bank accounts, your whatever is in your name, just go and check to see if anything has been tampered with, if anybody has called in on your behalf. Call your bank, call your mortgage company, call all these people and see if anybody has called in on your behalf. Because again, people are being defrauded as we speak. I woke up, $300 US gone. AliExpress. It's happening to people right now. So my advice to everybody is go and check all of your accounts, your banks, credit cards. Go check these things, see if there's anything missing, see if anything is looking fishy. Go and contact your organizations. Better to be safe than sorry. And it's not just your credit cards, because some people are like, oh, my credit card's max. They can't get nothing. Ha, ha, ha. Bro, Go and check to see if anybody was calling on your behalf to go take out a mortgage. Go and call your bank, see if anybody was calling in for the last couple of days trying to get access to your account. Because sometimes they're not trying to even use your credit card. They just want information about you. Okay? You might, a flow connection, or I shouldn't say flow, but a connection, Digicel, TSTT flow connection could be made in your name. And you don't even know. All right? So go check these things out because it's imperative that you do. This story is going to continue to unfold because, as I said, the hackers only posted the 6 gigs of data just to show that they have the data. And if the demands are not met, they're going to be dumping even more data online. So we don't even know how far this is going to go, but it's gone far. It's gone far already. So as more things come out, we will continue to update and drop updates on my social media platforms. So go and check me out, Karen Rose, KERONROSC, on all social media platforms. I'm most active on LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Definitely go follow. Go check out the KarenRose.com website to learn more about building your digital presence and monetizing your platforms. Check out the Digipreneur FM website so that you can stay up to date on all things regarding the podcast. All right. Again, I know this was a bit of a heavy vibes, but you got to know so that you know how to go and protect yourself. Okay. And again, as I get more information and more things are happening, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to put it all out there. All right. So this is a lesson for everybody. And even if you're not in Trinidad and Tobago, this is a lesson that cybersecurity has to be a top topic for everybody right now because it's insane what is happening. All right. So that's it for me today, folks. Enjoy. It's a Thursday, so enjoy your Thursday and have a good weekend. I'm probably going to get one more episode in before I head out for a week. And yeah, that's going to be a fun event. We're going to be doing the WePay Colombia launch. So that's going to be pretty cool. So I'll dive more into that in the next episode. All right. I will see you guys. Everybody, take care.
You've been listening to the Digiboss, Karan Rose. We hope your notepad was filled after this episode. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. The learning doesn't stop, folks. And to make sure you don't miss any gems from the Digiboss, go over and follow him on all social media platforms at Karan Rose. Folks, don't just sit there with a notepad. We need you to implement at least one thing into your business before the next episode. That's the only way your business levels up. Thanks for listening to Digipreneur FM. Now go be great.